Ladies and gents, welcome to Jurex and this is Marvel's Wolverine gameplay trailer, PS5 games, PlayStation. Yeah. Yeah, this has been a big thing recently in gaming circles. Like, oh, is Wolverine even gonna drop? What happened to the Wolverine game? So there was a Wolverine game in the play. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was never a fan of like anything like movie games or like comic book games because they usually suck apart from some exceptions. Recently, gaming industry has gone in a certain way because it's more profitable now. I don't know that they're making good things. Doesn't matter where it's from. So yeah, I don't know. Like I have really high hopes for this one. I'm a big Wolverine fan. Who is not? Who's in his late 20s or early 30s? Who's not a Wolverine fan? Who's not an X-Men fan? Let's just say. So yeah, this is like really anticipated. It's 5 million views in just a day. So that just says like how anticipated this is, right? And judging from like just comments, I'm guessing people like this. I don't know. We'll see. Let's watch this one.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
Rage. Insomnia, alright.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me.
Mystic.
Cause I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
Isn't that from Punisher? Come on. Allow that thing. All right, I love how they portrayed Wolverine here with rage and just like constant slash. It just see, that's what I was saying. Like modern games are like people are hitting the mark. Like, what is Wolverine? Let's talk about it. Like, what's the character? What is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be this, even though it's not a bad guy, it's like this angry, rageful, slashing away type of character. Like, usually, like when they don't show that, it just feels weird, right? I mean, they could have show this as like some badass scene, like okay, Wolverine is walking, just finessely kills somebody and just like walks away where explosion happens. No, just showed it as like angry slashing away thing type of Wolverine, which is awesome. I'm not sure I like that type of gameplay animations, like old I don't know Batman Arkham style animation where you jump and like slash away, jump back. It doesn't feel organic. I felt like with Wukong and all those games, like you can feel like how modern games can be organic, like the way movement happens, even if it's fast paced. So this felt like kind of like an old style of things, but I can look past it. It's fine, right? Arkham was Arkham because of old game, right? In modern time, you feel like it would be more modern-esque with the movement and everything. But then again, I guess the budget would be too high if they have to do that. I mean, there are AAA games obviously, but even AAA has like this spectrum, like how AAA it is, how much budget there is, how much money they're pouring into every small things. So far it looks awesome the way they're portraying it. So yeah, let's watch behind the scene. There's also that.
The question that comes up a lot to us at Insomniac Games is, are you going to make a Wolverine game that is as violent, as visceral as the character in the comics?
There you go. Let's focus that.
Working with Wolverine is interesting because part of the root to who he is that he's an unreliable narrator. He has gaps in his memory. So Wolverine doesn't really remember a lot of his life, and that's got to be an extremely frustrating aspect.
He's this.
Oh my god, they're gonna play that element. I mean, that's the crucial element, but I'm glad they're playing that element. Like, he has insomnia, right? Like, he doesn't remember a lot of things. Like, the mission could play out that way, where he's just confused, and like, you tie in those storylines in the end, even if it's side quest. If they do that, damn, there will be some narration. Like, that's what narrative single player games are supposed to be. And PlayStation's games are usually that good, so we can kind of expect that.
Ball of rage and fury, but then he could turn on a dime and he could be very, very kind and tender in the next moment.
When we're casting for someone like Logan,
tender,
what we're
come on.
looking for in character traits are someone who can convey a lot with very little being spoken.
When you have that first moment that we show in gameplay, there's so much emotion that you can feel behind his eyes. He looks relentless, he looks gritty, he looks angry, but also he looks maybe a little sad.
That level of acting and being able to just deliver that performance with believability across both spectrums was something Insomniac, ourselves, we all agreed he's the one. We don't need to see anybody else.
Hey, I'm Liam McIntyre, and I play James Logan Howlett in Marvel's Wolverine. That's not bad. That one sort of works. Fans out there know what Wolverine is, who he is. My job is to try and find the essence of who Wolverine is, especially as it applies to our story, people.
Hold up there. Where do I know him from? Wait a minute, I need to figure out. He was in Spartacus, but I don't know, man. HBO Spartacus, the series and things. I remember him for somewhere. I don't know, some side roles from some movie. I don't know.
Hurt him, people take from him, people betray him. He still fights for people who can't fight for themselves. It's one of the greatest honors of my life, one of the biggest responsibilities I've ever had, and one of the coolest things I've ever got to do.
The entire game is built around staying true to the Wolverine experience.
And then how do we want to put our Insomniac stamp on that? How do we want to put our own spin and creativity, but still give something new and fresh that fans are going to be excited about?
It's the full package. It is a level of detail that we've never been able to do before.
You could see it in the trailer. You can see pores. You can see blood in between the little lines of his teeth. I love the attention to detail.
It's exciting that
Oh no. I love detail. I'm the biggest scientific guy you'll ever find. Yeah, but at the same time, look at the pores, look at the sweat coming out of pores and all that shit. I don't know, it was in FIFA, right? Shit like that could really tank the system. Like, it's the details that 99.9% won't notice or fucks up your performance. I get it, this is in PlayStation, so they have only PlayStation or whatever. Is this going to be launched in PC or is this PlayStation? I guess it's just going to be PlayStation. But even then, like, even PlayStation games can suck at playing at PlayStation. Performance-wise, they just have to patch it and this and that. So I hope they really figure that shit out. Like, if it's too much, like, yeah, don't ruin it, right? Like, there needs to be fluidity to it. There's many games I've played which just ruined the game for me because I played it and it was very choppy and shit. Even if you played later times, you just remember the first experience. So I hope this is not one of those things.
we're going to be able to bring that kind of fidelity to players.
Wolverine is a character who goes to many places through the comics.
You'll see the Canadian wilderness, you'll see Japan.
There's a shot where Logan is sliding down that rooftop and you can see the breadth of Madripoor in Lowtown.
It's always nice teasing the depth and the amount of characters that we'll be seeing in the game. Omega Red makes an appearance, Mystique is there, and there are some hints to other characters that fans of Wolverine will recognize for sure.
Another visual element of Marvel's Wolverine is the blood. The blood tech that was put into this game is pretty phenomenal.
There's a part in the trailer where
Okay.
Logan jumps down and then he does the claws up through the face. That one I thought maybe was going to be taking it too far, but I am so glad that we have it. It looks fantastic.
Wolverine's combat, making that special, making that feel like him, making it feel different to anything else you've played, that's a tough job. What's so cool for me is there was this one section of the game I got to try. It was just visceral and immediate and so incredibly satisfying, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
We're pretty excited about the artwork that we're using on the cover. It's dynamic, it's rough-edged.
You notice it doesn't look like our past games. It has a sense of urgency and forward movement and rage and fury, and that's Wolverine.
One of the cool things about Insomniac is they are probably the most collaborative group of people I have ever worked with. They make you feel part of their team. That's not something you always get.
We've been in a creative collaboration with Insomniac Games and PlayStation for over a decade now. We've made some of the greatest superhero games of all time, and that was always the goal, making games that are timeless.
I think fans are going to be excited, but I'm also really excited about it because I'm really proud of what we made. We're focused on making the best Wolverine game ever.
On behalf of everyone at Insomniac Games and the Wolverine team especially, we want to thank you for taking time to watch our trailer. We can't wait to show you more in spring of 2026.
You know what? I like what Todd once said in Bethesda. Like, we just show you trailer just few months ago when we're going to release the game. So like they'll show you something in June and they'll release the game in November. I like that. Because now I'm excited for this game, but oh my god, fall 2026, oh no. Maybe I'm one of those like impatient guys, I don't know. Yeah, okay. The game is awesome, obviously. The way they talk about it, yeah, this is going to be something. But then again, they made Spider-Man and things like that. Insomniac, yeah, they could do this shit, right? I like how they're trying to tell a proper story, not just some, oh, he's a Wolverine, you like Wolverine, it's an action game, fuck you. It's not that. They're trying to do something, right? They're going from Canada, Japan, they're setting the stage and everything. And Wolverine is just this rage guy. I like that they're showing that, right? That's the first thing I noticed, that they're showing that, so that's going to be awesome. It just needs to have a better gameplay, man, right? I mean, graphics are already great. Yeah, it's fine. We're at the state, like, what is realistic? Right? It's really hard to pinpoint what is the best looking game right now. You probably say like Path Tracing Cyberpunk. I'm sure there are other games which are much smaller and not open world which looks better. Can you really pinpoint that? So if the graphics is good enough, like, let's not fuck up the gameplay. I want that shit to be smooth. I have like 144 hertz screen. I want to play that shit at 144 hertz if I can. But yeah, probably that's not a PlayStation box, so yeah, it's not gonna happen. I hope they bring this to PC because PlayStation doing that now, right? PlayStation games are coming to PC. Last of Us is there. I played Last of Us on PlayStation, never played it in PC because, yeah, 2 is like I never touched, and when I realized the controversy in Joel is gone, like, I'm fuck that, I'm not touching it. First one, I already played it many times, so I don't have to play it on PC, but yeah, let's hope Wolverine comes to PC because that's where the fun's going to be. But yeah, if it's on PlayStation, I'm fine with that as well. Man, this is awesome. I hope this really kickstart the Marvel revolution of video games. Because movies suck now. Because of obvious reasons. Because of certain people and certain mentality. But those kind of mentality and stupidity hasn't crossed video games yet. People still value the core element of things. Rather than put other spin on it and ruin the movie. In this case, game. So games still have hope. So yeah, the more and more Marvel game, that would be awesome. Rebel, I'll see you next time.